All right, what's going on YouTube? We're just getting ready to start this complimentary training on how to build a LMS website in 2021 and beyond. So welcome. Welcome everybody on the live call. There is a link if you're watching us on YouTube where you can join us in the live webinar. I'm just going to put that over in YouTube right now. It's in the live chat over there on YouTube. Say hello in YouTube if you can hear us. Over there, just smash that like button and drop a comment. And here we go. Hello and welcome to this complimentary training. I'm Chris Badgett from Lifter LMS, and today we're going to be talking about how to build a learning management system website with WordPress on your website in 2021 and beyond. This is going to be an interactive presentation. So if you are with us, go ahead and drop a comment. Let us know where you are calling in from, whether you're watching on YouTube or here live on the Zoom, or even watching the video later. Just drop a comment down below. Let us know where you're calling in from. We are going to be taking Q&A, so feel free to drop any questions at all you have in the chat. There's also a Q&A box. And if you're watching this on social media and you drop a comment down below, we will grab those, keep an eye on those as well so we can answer all your questions. Also, I'd like to encourage you to stay to the end because we are going to be doing a giveaway to a winner. So stick around to the end. And I am going to share my screen with you. So I just want to make sure everybody can see that. If you could somebody could write the word slides in the chat, I'd appreciate it. And we're going to jump right into this presentation. Thank you, DB, for playing along. We're going to jump right into it. And I'm going to do a presentation here. Then I'm going to do a little bit of drawing for you. And then we're actually going to build a site really quickly just to kind of cover how to build a learning management system website with WordPress on your website in 2021 and beyond. We're going to do it kind of from a lot of different perspectives. So we're going to go over some online education opportunities, the trends, the use cases, the technology. And if you haven't met me before, I'm Chris Badgett from Lifter LMS. I'm the CEO and co-founder. The Lifter LMS project is just about 7 years old. And before that, I used to build LMS sites for clients through an agency that we would do that with WordPress. And then I also have some experience as a course creator myself. So there's a lot of different types of people we help. Some people are what I call builders. These are WordPress professionals, instructional designers, developers, these type of folks who build the LMS websites and training portals for their clients, their employees, and themselves. There's the starters out there. If you're a do-it-yourself person who is building your own website yourself, and you're going to be doing courses or coaching or a membership site or remote school, there's lots of people that do that, even if it's their first experience with WordPress. And then there's what I call the switchers, who switch from usually a hosted LMS tech stack where they're not happy, they're feeling a little boxed in, pretty limited in functionality. The sites kind of all look the same and they're just not extendable. Some people are not new to teaching online, but they are wanting to switch to a more powerful, more customizable solution like Lifter LMS. So there's a couple of trends I want to go over here of why now is the time for building a learning management system, an online education project. The first is that online education is going mainstream in a big way. It's been around for quite some time. You know, the internet, started as a communication tool in the military, and then later in academia in the 70s or something like that. So, and e-learning has been around for a bit, but now it's really going mainstream in a big way. It's hard to come across a university or traditional education component, or more in the kind of hobby or passion markets where you can't find online learning opportunities out there. E-learning is predicted to be a $300 billion industry by 2025. That number is actually probably higher since events in recent years. We've also got the global pandemic education system disruption, which has obviously disrupted schools. People have been doing remote learning, everything from kindergarten through PhD programs, but also remote learning for staff inside companies, curriculum providers, and all kinds of education niches that have been affected by the pandemic. 5G global telecommunications is on the rise. It's on the towers, it's on the satellites with Starlink. So internet connectivity is continuing to expand. It's easy for you, the folks on this call. You may have had the internet for a while, but there's still a lot of the world that is just coming online, or even coming online with an internet connection capable of handling heavier bandwidth items like video, which is a big part of online learning. And then another trend is the tool accessibility. It's never been easier to create educational content, to engage with community, to really just participate on all sides of online education, from our smartphones to our cameras. Really, anybody can become a YouTuber or course creator or education entrepreneur these days, likely with equipment that they already have. And even if you want to get some upgrades, a little fancier camera, microphone, that kind of thing, all that stuff has come down in price and is a lot more accessible. And there's several use cases where we see people using LMSs these days. The first is the online course. This is Esther. She's a Lifter LMS customer. She came around about 3 years ago, and she built an online course for military spouses looking for a career as a virtual assistant. Over that time, she grew that project to doing somewhere around $50,000 a month. She used Lifter LMS to power her online education platform. It was predominantly one main online course. Some people call that a signature program that she used to teach everything she knew about being a virtual assistant in this niche market. The second use case is what we call a training-based membership site. So this is where you have a website that's for people to buy access to through some kind of membership for some kind of learning opportunity. This is a customer of ours, Melissa Love, who teaches designers how to level up in their careers. And she's got courses in there. She's got a library of webinar recordings, a calendar of events, certain templates that she's put together for her target market, various deals, and other events that she does with her community. So that's a training-based membership site. The third model is what's called a course marketplace. This is where courses are created by multiple instructors and sold on the website. They could be sold a la carte, like individually, or perhaps there's a membership where you get access to multiple instructors. This is one of the best, if not the leading or largest WordPress education site on the internet, called WP 101. There's multiple instructors on this platform. This course marketplace is powered by Lifter LMS. And then there's the use case of doing education-based marketing and onboarding. So the online courses and the learning are not necessarily the main event, but they support the business in some way by doing online marketing, Like, for example, teaching a prospective target market about how to use a particular product, but also doing onboarding after the sale, helping people be successful with a certain product or service. This screenshot here is from Groundhog, which is a WordPress-based CRM solution that uses Lifter LMS to do education-based marketing and onboard their customers and partners. The next use case is internal training. This is where the LMS is used inside of a company to create a like a training portal where employees can learn various skills, whether it be safety or other types of HR things that they need to learn to comply with, or things related to their role at the company. This is called internal training. And then the sixth use case we're going to talk about is the remote schools. So this is a Lifter LMS customer, Western Nevada College, who uses Lifter LMS to deliver remote components of its online university. So here's the problem. In this industry, what people often do is they create what's called a software Frankenstein. They put too many tools together made by too many different companies to try to get the job done, and they end up creating a monster, a site that doesn't function well and doesn't have a great user experience. The other problem we see out there is sometimes people don't monetize their learning website, their membership site, their project as much as they could. Another big problem is content theft of the proprietary, all the curriculum and all the effort and work you put into the course content. Another problem is low engagement, where students disappear after signing up to never return or fail to complete the program. And then the fifth problem we see out in the landscape is where the platform becomes a hindrance. It's more of people say they end up feeling trapped in whatever LMS they have there's not a lot of flexibility. But here's my promise to you today. I'm going to show you how with Lifter LMS that you can unlock creative freedom, sell and maximize revenue from your online learning site if you're charging, protect your content, engage your learners, and connect to the tools you're already using, or really anything that you want to. So there's three big ideas I want you to keep in mind as we go through this presentation. The first is the idea of an all-in-one solution. Now, it's common with Lifter LMS and WordPress for people to, integrate a few other tools to make the perfect use case. But the LMS core of the LMS and the e-commerce component and the engagement and the membership, you want that as an all-in-one solution. The second is the idea of not just locking down and restricting content, but selling results in addition to information. So designing a program that's designed to meet a learning objective, not just some kind of premium content that people pay to get access to. And the third is to connect with anything, to connect to the tools you're already using. So what it's like to work with Lifter LMS, the top benefits are really that it allows you to create, sell, engage, protect, connect to the tools you're already using. But let's break that down and kind of dive in a little bit. We're going to go into the creation part. So you can create courses from one screen. This is the Lifter LMS course builder, which fits nicely inside of WordPress and essentially allows you to build the whole table of contents, even add course lesson content and create quizzes and everything all from this one screen, which we're going to look at with a live demo in just a little bit. Create any training and business model. So if you want to do a one course site, or you want to do any of the use cases we described from the course, the membership site, the internal training, the course marketplace, the remote school. It's all possible with Lifter LMS. Really, any kind of business model or training package you can think of. You can also create a unique brand and design. Unlike a hosted learning solution where all the core sites look exactly the same, with WordPress and Lifter LMS, you can really create a unique brand and design and avoid looking cookie cutter like all the rest on a proprietary hosted solution. You can also create compliance flexibility. So Lifter LMS has been a leader in the space in terms of GDPR and privacy compliance. So we've got all the best practices and tooling in place for you to create whatever privacy and terms that you need to get people to agree to. And at the same time, the software follows all the best practices for privacy on the modern web. And then next, you can create enrollment your way. So this is the Lifter LMS access plan system, where you can create any kind of payment plan or one-time payment or free trial, paid trial, credit card on file, no credit card on file. All this is possible with the Lifter LMS access plan system. You can have multiple options, like a one-time payment plan, an upsell, and all these different things are possible with Lifter LMS. The next thing you can do is you can package and monetize however you want. If you want to do a multi-instructor membership site with multiple courses, you can do that. You can really monetize parts or just have one offer. You can really kind of make it as complex or as simple as you want from a selling perspective. The other thing you can do is generate leads in addition to sales. If you've been to the Lifter LMS website and into our academy, you might have taken the official Quick Start course for the Lifter LMS community. This is the #1 driver of leads for our business. And that free course has had over somewhere around 20,000 students enroll in that. They learn how to use our software and what we're all about. And they often end up purchasing from us without even sending an email. So that is the power of using free courses in your marketing to generate leads. You can also maximize profit by offering more than just courses. So Lifter LMS has an add-on for coaching called Private Areas. We have an add-on for a social community that you can add to your WordPress site and have a social media-like experience on your site. That is called social learning. So you can maximize profit by not just offering a course or multiple courses. You can add these other components that help your learners get the result and stay engaged in your training. You can also create recurring revenue from creating recurring value. So with our access plan system, it's easy for you to upsell and offer additional benefits like weekly group coaching, private coaching, community, new content that drips out over time inside of lessons or courses. So it's really easy to create recurring revenue because Lifter LMS is a tool that allows you to create recurring value. So the other great thing that Lifter LMS does is it allows you to sell in advance of creating the course, which is great for gauging demand and making sure there's a market for what you're going to put all this effort into creating. So this is just a view inside the Lifter LMS software where you could create an enrollment period, but a future start date for a course, lay out the outline you propose making, put the course up for sale, and see if anybody buys, and start interacting with your early customers so that you can validate your course idea, get to revenue as quick as possible, and open up that feedback loop so that you're engaged with your market as you're creating your training. Now, on to engagement. There's something going on right now in learning, especially in online learning, which I like to call the results revolution. So it's not just about making the sale. It's also about, in addition to the information, creating the environment through coaching and things like community and gamification, which we'll get into a little bit, to further the odds of success of the learner to get the result or the learning objective of the course or the membership. This is just a view of the member directory if you are using our social learning add-on, so that you can have a Facebook-like experience on your website. What people say is that sometimes you've taken an online course and it just feels like you're all alone and it's a ghost town. If you use the Lifter LMS social learning add-on, you're going to experience what it's like to have a thriving community on your website. The next thing to increase engagement, which is part of the M in LMS or management, is that you get to understand your learner through the reporting and analytics that comes built into Lifter LMS. You can see how people are progressing, where they're stalling out. You can drill in on a particular student, see where they're stuck, see what grades they got on various things. And when we understand our learners and where they're at, because they're not all the same, we can increase engagement. The next thing we can do is create engagement by controlling progress. So with Lifter LMS's innovative drip settings and prerequisite system, you can drip the content out over time so as not to overwhelm your learner when they're in a program and they kind of get ahead of themselves and feel overwhelmed. So I was in somebody else's website that was powered by Lifter LMS earlier today, and they were doing a 7-day challenge where each day a new lesson comes available. So they're keeping me engaged and not getting ahead of myself and skipping ahead. It's a way to increase engagement by using those features. We've also got gamification. So you can add in achievement badges, and there's these notification systems that you can control that pop up on the screen that keep people engaged. And these kind of little prizes and certificates and things are not just for traditional education or younger people. These are used at all levels of education and all levels of training, from something that's more hobby and fun based up to, really strict like professional training. That you can use gamification in all these sectors. The next thing is to protect your content. So Lifter LMS's syllabus here, people can browse it and check it out, but they're not going to be able to access the lesson content unless they enroll. We even have these advanced visibility tools where you can, if you just want to hide the whole syllabus, because even them seeing the outline is something you want to save for your enrolled students, you can do that. We've got individual user accounts and dashboards built into the system, so that when somebody signs up, they get their own unique view of the site, and they can pick up where they left off from their own unique dashboard, their own user account. They can, update their credit card or, change their email address and all that stuff inside their individual user accounts. We also help you protect your students' privacy, following all the best practices in modern privacy, where people can choose to opt out of certain things and remove their data if they wish, which is part of the GDPR compliance. So all those features are baked into Lifter LMS. And the other thing is Lifter helps you connect to the tools you're already using. It's an all-in-one solution around, all the LMS stuff, the courses, the reporting, the analytics, the quizzes, the assignments, the certificates, all that stuff. But it's also got the e-commerce. Any kind of e-commerce need you're going to have is handled, as well as the gamification engagement and also the full-on membership features. That's all included in Lifter LMS, but you can connect to other tools as well, like these popular form solutions in WordPress as well as 9,000 other WordPress plugins that may deliver some niche functionality you might want on your website. So you can connect to your favorite WordPress tools. You can also connect with your favorite apps. So Lifter has a Zapier integration where if you want to connect something that happens, a triggering event like a student completing a course or signing up for something, if you want to connect that to another application on the internet automatically through Zapier, that tooling is in place for that. And you can also connect to anything without limits. Lifter LMS is open source and is able to be extended. So it has something called an API where developers and other product creators can connect into and connect out of Lifter LMS powered site to really do whatever they want with any other app. So I have a model for you that I want to show you about how we think about Lifter LMS, and then we're going to get into a live demo. While we're here, I just want to encourage you to ask questions, keep the questions coming, and I'm going to share what we're going to get to Q&A in just a little bit. So keep those coming. And I'm going to share my screen with you on a different screen. And we're going to talk about what I call the education entrepreneur growth engine. So if somebody in the chat could just write the word iPad, if you see that come up, let me know if that is coming up. I'm not sure it's coming up yet. Let me reset and try that again. So I'm going to share that with you. Try that one more time. This should get it going. There we go. So if somebody could write iPad in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Thank you for bearing with it. So this is what I call the education entrepreneur growth engine. And what I'm going to draw for you today is just kind of show you how we think about building the Lifter LMS software to support you, but also for you to think about what's required to be successful with your project. So essentially, what course creators are doing fits into these three areas of creation is really the first one. So Lifter LMS helps you to create. There's a lot of creativity and creation that happens that we'll cover in a second. It also helps you to launch, to come online and to, make sales and do, have a website and all this stuff. And then the other thing we help you do is once it starts, everything is working and coming together, we help you scale. So Lifter LMS helps you to create, launch, and scale. And how do we do that? Or what happens when we do that well? The great thing is if you're charging for your learning opportunity, when you create and you successfully launch, you create income. And when you launch and then you start scaling it, we're not just motivated by money here. What ends up happening is you make a difference or you create impact in the world. And then when we're being creative at scale, there's also something else that happens is we get some creative freedom. So we get to work how we want to work. We get to work on the things we want to work on. We get to show up how we want to show up. And we get to kind of flex that creativity muscle in our, kind of in our entrepreneurship. And these are really the three freedoms here: income, impact, and creativity. So when all that comes together, we create freedom for you. And really, it's a work we do together. You don't just buy the software and you get freedom, but we're here to support you. And that's what I'm going to go over here is like, well, how do we do that? Like, how do we actually help you to create? The first thing we help you to do is to design the program. So we were looking at the Lifter LMS course builder, which we'll look at again in a second with a live demo. But we help you to design and structure content into an actual program. And then once we've got that all designed, we help you to produce the actual content in the lesson editor and kind of putting the pieces together to create learning content inside the website that falls into the actual program. And then the other thing we help you do is to grow your community, whether those are prospective buyers using a free course, or it's part of the product after they purchase, or both. Those are some of the main areas where we help you to create. And then when it comes to the launch, what we do is, this is what most people think they're buying, is we help you implement the technology or the website. So yes, we do that. We are a software company and we help you implement the technology. But we also help you fill the funnel or get leads. So when you use a free course as an example, or you're using our coming soon courses and pre-selling and stuff like that, we help you fill out and get initial leads for your project. And the other thing we help you do is to drive sales or conversions through our conversion optimized one screen checkout and access plan system. Also, in terms of scaling, once we've got everything working, and even before you can even do a lot of this at the beginning, is that Lifter LMS automates a lot of things. So what the LMS does is allows you to build, all these aspects of online learning where a lot of things are happening in an automated way. Trying to find the right color. We'll just go with that one. So Lifter LMS helps you scale by automating. I mean, you can't take the human totally out of the equation, but there's a lot that we do to automate. I'm just getting obsessed for a second on getting the right color. I'm not sure how I got that, where I messed that up. But anyways, so in addition to scaling automation, the other thing we help you do is delight learners, which is really the key to customer success. If your learners are happy, they stay, they finish the program, and then they refer their friends. If they find that the website easy to navigate and use and can pick up where they left off and all that stuff, the learners are happy, and a happy learner finishes the program and tells their friends. And then the next thing we help you do is we help you grow your team. So what I mean by that is, first of all, the Lifter LMS support team, we call them a success team, is standing by to help you as you learn the software, as you have questions. So we're on your team. We are rooting for you. And we've also developed a list of professionals. If you're looking to kind of hand off all the tech stuff to somebody, we've got a list of people for you to explore for that who have a bunch of Lifter LMS experience. At the end of the day, we're here to support you, and we're just, it's not just you. You are not alone. We are here to support you. So this is what I call the education entrepreneur growth engine. This is how we think about building the best learning management system for WordPress, and how we support you on your education entrepreneur journey. So if you like that, leave a comment down below. I'd appreciate that. And next up, I'm going to get into just a few more things, and then we're going to get into the Q&A. But before we get into the demo, I just wanted to ask you if you can see yourself using a learning management system in your business or in your project. You know, perhaps you were thinking you needed a membership plugin or you needed something else, but I want to know if this has kind of helped clarify what you're looking for, and if you can see yourself using a LMS like Lifter LMS in your business. So we're at lifterlms.com, so go check that out. But before we get into the Q&A part, I want to do an actual demo of what it's like using Lifter LMS. So I'm going to bring my screen over to you. So what I have here, this is a blank WordPress website with nothing on it. So if somebody could just type screen in the chat so I know you can see what looks like a website on your screen. Somebody could type that. I appreciate it. Perfect. Thank you, Karina. So this is just a simple WordPress website. I just got a homepage on here, an about page, a blog, and a contact page. And I want you to see how quickly I can turn this into a learning management system website. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the back here, and I'm going to go into plugins, and I'm going to click add new. And what I'm going to do is look for Lifter LMS. I'm going to click install now and activate it. So this is the Lifter LMS quick setup wizard. So I'm just going to go ahead and click get started now. I'm going to have it install these required pages. And then I'm going to select, you know, the state I'm selling from and what currency I'm using. Enable offline payments, click save and continue. And then I'm going to help Lifter LMS by providing some data so that we can build a better product for you. So I'm going to click allow. And then what I'm going to do is, these are some sample courses that I can go ahead and import into the site, just to kind of, so I don't start with like a blank site. So that's going to take a second to load. But what I'm doing is, you know, importing these 3 courses. I've completed this setup wizard, which basically takes any WordPress website and configures it into a learning management system. So if we look at this Lifter LMS Quick Start course, we can see we've got a course here that's already done. And this is actually a course that teaches you how to use Lifter LMS. So you can just import that into your site and start taking that course. The next thing I'm going to do here is just kind of make a few changes in the back here. I'm going to update my menu so that I have some of the Lifter LMS stuff on the menu. So I'm going to add the student dashboard to the menu. And then I'm going to add under here the Lifter LMS conditional sign in, sign out links. And I'm going to add the course catalog to the menu as well. We'll just put that right there. And I'm just going to rename this to courses. And then we'll look at that in a second. And there's one more tweak I wanted to make over here in the widgets. I'm going to add on the lesson sidebar. I'm going to add the Lifter LMS progress, course progress widget. So I'm going to title that progress. And I'm going to add another widget that Lifter LMS gives you, which is called the syllabus widget. And I'm going to title that lessons. And we're going to make it collapsible. So now if we look at our site, you can see we have courses here now. So these are the 3 courses that we just imported. This is, if we jump into one, if we go back into this course and we jump into a lesson, you can see over here where I added the sidebar. And if we go over here to this course, this one has a more advanced kind of longer. I'm just changing the design just a little bit here to be unboxed. There we go. Update. So now you can see this is like a conversion optimized sales page template. If you're selling kind of what we would call a signature program type course with all the best practices in sales pages and marketing and copywriting all baked into that template. So that is the course template. And if you come inside this, there's even lessons teaching you about instructional design inside of that template. And you can see here, we've got the student dashboard. Let me just enroll myself in some courses so we can see that. So I'm going to enroll in this course because I'm already like logged in. It's just giving me that error message. But I'm going to do, let me actually edit, make it simpler, the amount of information I want to collect when somebody enrolls. So if I go into Lifter LMS and forms here on the billing information, I'm actually going to remove, oops, not that. I'm going to remove the address block here. And I'm going to remove the phone number. All right, so that's updated. So I'm just going to back out of that. Go back to the front end. And you can see if I jump into this course and enrolled, is the first name and last name is required. So it's making sure I put that information in there. and I enroll. So you can see this pop up over here. I can get started and I can get into this course content right here. I can mark it as complete. And you can see here, it moved me to the next lesson. I'm advancing in the syllabus. And on the dashboard, you can see I've got this course starting to populate over there. But what if you want to make your courses? All you have to do is just go to courses, add course. And let's say we're doing a course on cooking. And, we could just add a description here. I'll go ahead and publish that. And then if you see over here, on the course, we can launch the course builder here. And this is where we create the curriculum. This is the course builder we were looking at earlier, where I'm creating my modules or section. So let's say the first lesson is called Introduction. I can add new lessons, and I'll just add a few just for demonstration purposes. And you can see in here where I can even start, adding my video content for the lesson here. I could add a quiz if I wanted to and start, doing a multiple choice question. I can create the whole thing from the screen. I can also just kind of click over to that lesson in WordPress and start adding any kind of content I can imagine. So if I was using Vimeo for my video hosting, I could drop in a video right here. And you can see how I can just put together a whole course. And then let me back out of that. And if we go to our courses, you can see the cooking course is here. If I edit it, you can see my course is coming together, and I wanted to add some payment options to it. So let's say one-time payment, and that is $500 for lifetime access. I'm going to click save there. And then let's say I was going to add a payment plan. So payment plan. And this is $200 every month for 3 months. So if they do that, that's the payment plan. And once they get it through all the payments, they have lifetime access. So I'm going to click save. And you can see how we've already started putting our course together here. And we just need to add content. So that is a quick tour of the basics of Lifter LMS and how quickly you can create your education platform with Lifter LMS. I want to just switch to one more thing, and then we will take some questions. So, all right, so that was the demo. I hope you enjoyed it. I literally showed you like the 5% of Lifter LMS just to kind of give you a sense of what it's all about. I want to encourage you to head on over to lifterlms.com and invest in the bundle that makes the most sense for you. And just ask again, can you see yourself using a LMS like Lifter LMS? It's a powerful tool. We've got a powerful community. We're known for having incredible support in the industry. And I can't wait to see you inside the Lifter LMS community. So thank you for letting me have some time with you today and do what I love to do, which is get into the issues of online education and how we help empower education through education entrepreneurs all over the world. Our mission at this company is to lift up others through education. And I just want to thank you again for taking the time to check this out. It's great to be with you on the journey. I'm happy to take questions. So let's dive into that. Let's see. All right. All right, we got some stuff in the Q&A box. So Karina asks, if you could offer a 8-module course, can you sell each one independently and not the full course? Yes, you could. The way I would probably do that is to use kind of like make mini courses with Lifter LMS courses and then combine them together under a membership. So that way, and maybe they're prerequisited. If you want to have one of them, they have to complete module 1 before they can go to module 2, before they can go to module 3, and so on. So that is that's kind of how I would do it. Let me share my screen with you over here. So inside Lifter, we were looking at courses, but in memberships here, if we were to add a membership, so I'll just call it the program. What we could do is we could put certain courses inside of it if people wanted to, or modules if they wanted to get the whole package, or all those, modules could be purchased separately with their own access plan. But the membership kind of puts them all together. So you would just, create module 1 like this. And then I would just do a section like this, module content, and then add some lessons. And from there, I would just put an access plan on this module. So that is how I would do that. How would this Facebook-like experience be? We have a webinar on the Lifter LMS social learning. We'll put a link to that in the chat. That's the best way to kind of get into it. It takes a bit because there's a lot of features and whatnot. So we'll put a link to the social learning webinar there. And also we have something called the Lifter LMS $1 demo, 30-day demo. Inside that, you can get a sample site like the one I'm playing with that has social learning installed. So you can kind of play around with it that way. And then in terms of protecting your content, there's lots of ways that Lifter LMS protects the content. So if I were to go to this website, right now I'm logged in as an administrator. But if I were to go there, like not as an administrator, and I were to go, let's say, to this, signature course, I could read the sales page here, but notice I can't get into the course, to the lesson content. I would have to purchase it, and maybe I might even take the $10,000 private coaching upsell, in which case, once I buy, then I would be able to access the content. So that's really the main way, is that you got to be a user on the course, which might have a price tag on it. And then your access needs to be current. So if there's like a recurring payment and your payment fails and you don't update the card or whatever, and that's required to keep access to the course, you would lose access to the course. So that's kind of how the content protection happens. I see we've got some questions in the chat. Does the Universe bundle include quizzes, tests, and certificates? That's a great question. I'm going to go back into the back here. if we go into our cooking example here and we edit this course, here's the quiz builder here. When I add a quiz question, so the universe bundle, it includes these question types: automatically graded, multiple choice, picture choice, true or false. Those are the main ones included there. But if you want the advanced questions like fill in the blank, short answer, long answer, essay, file upload, scale code, reorder pictures, reorder items, these are in the advanced quizzes add-on, which we'll put a link to in the chat. And that'll get you those additional ones. And that advanced quizzes add-on can be purchased by itself. It's not uncommon for people to get like the universe bundle plus the advanced quizzes add-on, or if you just want everything we make, that's inside the infinity bundle. Does it have the ability to host other people's courses and track enrollment to be able to get split percentage of enrollment fees? So we did a video on our YouTube channel around how to create a course marketplace where it goes into the more advanced like split fee model, multiple vendors situation. So check out that course marketplace video. We'll put a link to that in the channel, but basically, yes, you can do that. Most people who get into those multi-vendor with split fee commission stuff use Lifter LMS's integration with WooCommerce and a plugin called WooCommerce Vendors. So Lifter LMS has its own native e-commerce system, but we also integrate with WooCommerce if you get into needing a tool that's in the WooCommerce ecosystem. Correct. The Facebook-like experience is not the forum. It can be, but it's not. The Lifter LMS social learning is more like Facebook. It's not exactly the same as Facebook. It doesn't have private messaging and friends and stuff like that, but it's more like Facebook. Whereas if you do want a forum though, under integrations here, Lifter LMS integrates with the free WordPress forum plugin called bbPress. So you basically just check that box, save changes, install the free bbPress plugin, and you can associate forums with particular courses and memberships. So you can do social learning, more like social media, or you can do a more forum style, or both. So both are possible. Cool. Any more questions today? If not, we're going to draw our winner. Let's see, it just came up. Karina, you won a free year of one of our $120 a year Lifter LMS add-ons. So congratulations on your winnings there. Send us an email to team@lifterlms.com and we'll hook you up with your winnings. If you decide you want to apply that amount to one of the bundles, we can do that as well. But that's it. That's a overview of Lifter LMS. Thank you for checking out this presentation, learning what makes Lifter LMS function, learning about the education entrepreneur growth engine, and watching a live demo. I would encourage you to sign up for the $1 trial if you want to take it for a test drive. If you're ready to just go ahead and make a purchase, just head on over to lifterlms.com and you can do that there. If you have any questions at all, just send it through to help@lifterlms.com. Thank you for coming today, Kathy. Thank you for helping me put this on, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.